Transition. Thank you. Okay, sir. Yes. Oh my God! It is dropped.
Good morning, dear participants. I welcome you all for the Pixelate Club event today. Today we have the offline event. Actually, we planned it for the online. Right? Fortunately, student will conduct the session offline. Also, the board members, I thank the uh, chairperson Shansuti, vice chairperson Archie, and secretary Anish, and the editorial board John P. and the PRO for our club, Sandhya Singh. So I thank those who are actively participating and conducting the events continuously every week, both in online and offline. Thank the board, especially secretary of the government
What is this, man?
And today we have Dr. Vaageessan and we have a lot of experience in the field of designing. Today we have this session about the aesthetics of the design, how to make a design, including the fonts and background design. Okay, so I hand over the session to the board members and
USB cable is very
so we can
unstable.
start. Okay, thank you.
So, morning all. Am I audible till the last? It's audible. Okay, and sorry about the projector. Not a proper one. We have a pink color tone. Okay. maybe we'll start with the persuading of starting from the field. So once the topic is given, we understand that. So once we have given with this particular topic, I find with the few elements, says that if I have book cover, and then coming to the next point, graphic design and elements, that is fine. But where I found one of the important things that we need to understand is the concepts of persuasion. I can teach you say how graphic design can be done. I can teach you how the fonts can be deliver some impact, or say how colors can give you some kinds of consistency. That is totally different. But when it comes to something called as a persuasion, there comes one of the important aspects of it. If it is clear, hope it's clear, right? Yeah. So what is this picture is about? Yeah, everyone knows it. Very good. And what is this particular image is? It's where Krishna starts one of the important aspects of Mahabharata, right? Where he deliver Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Why he wants to give that particular moment? Says, if everyone knows the story, the Gita. Arjuna is not ready for the fight. We know that Mahabharata is meant to be in with a fight where Arjuna is not ready. Right? Where Krishna needs to do something where he is ready to fight. With whom he is going to fight? He's going to fight with his guru, his teachers, and his relatives. Okay? Everyone is there in that particular fight. What will happen? Says Kauravas comes all the way there and ready for the fight and asking them Pandavas to start the fight. And Arjuna saying, "Oh, no, bro, let's fight. Yeah, some time. Chill and straight up." Oh, that's not going to happen right over there. The fight has to start right over there. But he's hesitated right over. He cannot be able to go beyond. Say, all my relatives are there, all my gurus are there, and I cannot be able to fight over there. That is where one of the important aspects comes to you to understand. To understand it, I'll give you one simple task. We'll take 1 minute for. Okay. So what we're going to do is, a few people between with me in the multimedia students may know it. Okay, I'll take only one person, 2 persons here as a task so that you can able to understand it. Maybe can we have your name? Sorry, Naveen and yourself. Sorry. We have Naveen and Hanshin. Okay, Naveen, you're gonna hold your hands tight. So be like this. Okay. So I'm asking one person to hold his hands, and I'll give you 60 seconds. Whatever way that you can find, you need to open. Okay, can we have that as a task for 60 seconds? Is it ready for you? Is he your friend? Yeah. Okay. You need to open his fingers in any ways that you can able to find it. Okay, I'll start off with right here. Your time starts now. Need effort, yeah. Almost you are running out of time. Clock is ticking. Yeah, it's done. Okay, we finished in 45 seconds. Okay. Let me say whatever the way. Maybe if I align to all the students, will even be missed. This one of the thing is to be asked the person to open this. First point for your any kinds of persuasion is how do you want to communicate? Same. Coming back to the previous thing, Bhagavad Gita, where he was not ready, right? Was not ready for that particular fight because he knows that all the relatives are there. Okay. So, all the way Krishna needs to start with one of the important aspects, make him for the fight. So, where you need to understand the aesthetics parts of it. And those aesthetics will help you to make a nudge or push your points where you can able to persuade the people through the design aspect. If I say a letter M, if I say a letter M, just M, what are things that you can able to imagine? If I say letter M, what's your name? Shivani. Okay. If I say letter M, what can able to think in your mind? Just a M. Mango fruits. Okay. Letter M, you are blank. Find which is M. Where I need to find M. Okay. It's too cognitive way of understanding it. If I put it in a different way, if I show this M, same M, where you said mango. Okay, is it mango here? No. You know what it is? Yeah, obviously it's a McDonald's. Tagline is I'm loving it. Whether I'm loving it or not, to have McDonald's right here near the VIT campus, right? So everyone will go there with a kinds of a Coke or whatever it is. So if I say some words, the words will have a power in it. Words or the letters that generate that you work will have some kinds of a powers in it. Just some words maybe. If I say CLCM with the Mintra's logo, you will end up with the costumes that you wear, or say the costumes that you want to put it in your cart. And where we'll have all the products that is being dumped under the cart, whether we buy it or not. That is totally different. We'll add all of our substances, go to our Amazon, put everything into a cart. Whether we don't know whether we're going to pay it. If I total my cart alone will be end up with 1 lakh rupees. Whether I earn 1 lakh by my ad, I'll be very happy. Now 1 lakh may it's not just an Amazon partner, it's not a bank account, right? So we can able to get those kinds of substances. So first thing is how are we going to communicate the design? So for that we do have a set of rules. Okay? It's a set of rules where it will be very good if you follow it that way. So it's kind of a tool. So whenever you go for a design, or any kinds of a design, it can be a product design, or it can be UI UX design, or it can be a simple poster or pamphlet design or graphic design, whatever the design is, there will be a set of guidelines for you to follow. But it's not that mandatory to follow the same guidelines everywhere, because sometimes you need to break your rules of it. So that's what we usually do, right? If it is a green signal, we'll go. If it is a yellow, we'll go. If it's even a red, we'll go. Let them others of us, right? So even if it is a rule, what we do, take the rule. Same way, you have a rule, but you can able to break it in a proper way, not in the going in the red light while in the crossing the roads, but in a proper way where you require. Okay? So for that we do have a few set of things that we can able to imagine. One important aspect is discussing about the historical principles. Has anyone come across historical principles? Yeah, we do. And I think I'll be very cautious right now. Okay, somebody knows it. Yes, what do you know about it? Well, don't say much. I can able to understand you read it for some reason. The thing is, we do have some kinds of principles of guidelines. I think we had, but these principles has been started with a point of having a human perception. So again, visuals is not clear. So it's for a human perception. How do we able to get the perception? Design aspects of it. Okay. As someone said, core principles. We're going to discuss about 7 basic items that you need to understand when you go for any kinds of. So the first one will be like proximity, closure, similarity, continuity, focal point, figure of ground, and symmetry. So it's quite a lot of things. But don't worry, I'll explain one by one. So it's not your regular class where you need to take everything in the mind and then you need to apply. You have a CAT exam, you have a CAT to have any exams on it? Just sharing of ideas on it. So first thing is we'll go with the proximity here. It's, the principles of proximity defines two things. Whichever is closer, we'll combine it together. It's a psychological point of view where you can able to think in a way that if something is closer together, it will appear to be more related to it. So for instance, if I show it right here, if I have a three dotted lines, that's a three dots. One is having just a three dots. So you will make some space in between of it. What we have is just created a space between. So what in the previous dots is having an equal space. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to split up. And we end up with the separation line. This separation makes it look like a different set of things. How it can apply with the design things. Here we have an example. There is a name and there is a place of people, place, where they live. So we have a name and then the place which has been equally spaced. We have a name and it's been given in the bold color and it's not in the gray color, it's been given for the place where they live or say where they come from. But if I make it in this way, where I try to reduce the space between the name and then the place, it will take a difference. So where your proximity applies here in a way that it's gonna give you a perspective saying that these two entities, these two titles are combined together. So what our proximity says? Our proximity says that if you separate and given a space in between, people think that these two things are closer points. The other point is a different point. So it's a psychological point of making your audience to think so these two are groups and the third one is not in the particular group. That is what your proximity talks about. How do we decide it? Further way. By given examination, I'm designing some content for Facebook or similar kinds of websites or similar kinds of product. So if I don't have a space right here, and if I start to keep a space here, so I have a shoe, I search for a shoe in my Amazon website. If I have a space, I don't have a space here, I have a space here that makes quite a lot of differences. Because you will think that a single group, where your product name, you add it or you need to put it in your cart, buy it or sort it or say whatever. So we it as a separate groups, which makes your audience to think the user who is going to use it in that education group. So we need to think it as a group where your proximity applies it. Okay? Okay, then closure. So what is closure is, let I give you an image bottom of it. Don't worry about the text. Let me discuss right here as a point of an image here. I think the image is visible till the last of it. Yeah. So what it is, it's some logo from company called as a one fund. Okay. But what this particular text is, and it is a one mark of both. Yes, we can say it as a both. We see F in the letter even though it's not being connected. Right? Sometimes we'll write E. I correct quite a lot of papers. No, the E will play. The E will be in the separate form where they won't join the letters. I need to understand that is E. So what will happen is the closure will apply right here. For instance, if I take one more image here, you know what it is, right? So, without having outline of it, we can create an outline for it. Even though we don't have any outline of it, we can able to perceive it's a football obviously. Okay. We have a context where we can quote it as a people without even I'm telling it, I can able to show them there's a gap which need to be filled. maybe a course. Okay? I need to finish my course, which is a 4 weeks of course, and I'm at mid of it. Usually, how it shows a number and then point of it. There will be a line, and then they will show it in a line. I can able to find where my 100%. So I'm in the mid of a portion. Where you can show it in the mid of a portion where they need to fill it. Okay? So they can able to understand. Still, there is few more segments that we need to fill. For instance, some resumes. Okay? So if you I think for second year or third year, 5 years as well. So we prepare quite a lot of resume. One important aspect of, say, for instance, I'm saying that I know one particular tool. Say, for example, Canva is a tool. Okay, I'm an expert in Canva. Maybe I'm not. That is totally different. I'm an expert in Canva or Figma, whatever the that can able to use. Maybe I'm confident say that I can able to work, but I'm not an expert. So what I do is I take the same one, maybe a bar diagram, and I show which one is 100 and which one is 50 and where I stand. Or maybe a star. I have multiple stars and I say 4 stars for myself in a particular tool where people know that the 5th star is still coming. Since I'm a plus. So the closure properties will apply in a different way where how do you going to fill it is important here. Again, project is not proper. If I give, say again for like how we discuss about the proximity, we have one more substances that is called the similarity. How do we separate content? One is proximity. If I give a space, people think that that is one group, it's separate. Okay? If I put prominent color or say one important color for two different items, same items, people will think that this is a different entity and this is a different entity. Okay. So how do we apply this in design? Right now, edit and remove has the same color. People might have struggled to understand. Maybe some color blindness will be there, so they need to find which one they choose. So I will make sure that whichever they choose or say whichever they find it proper, I'll make it in a different color. And I'll make it this one is in a different color. So which will make them to understand which is particular button for edit and which one is a particular button for your removers. So whenever we tend to see something, we tend to see it in a line perspective. Then we have 2-point perspective, then 3-point perspective. Okay? So people tend to see something in a way of line format. Usually, how we design, how we communicate something with the people is there will be a set of instructions, there will be a set of design properties, and then I will start to follow with the lines. Discuss about this in further coming slides as well. So people usually go with the line format of understanding. Okay? Then going for some kinds of edit formats or say edit contents. How do we kind of here? So start to have a shop, they click it, and then they find there's a 3 categories. They click it, they'll be getting the second substitute. So this is very common under majority of items. Same way for your other website contents where you need to click and then there will be a pop-up option. Okay, where you can imagine your meetup as well. If you click it, you'll be end up with a new set of options. And then you know there is a second set of options. You click it and then you get a new set of options. So we try to follow a set of lines where you'll end up with creating some kinds of an instruments for it. So where they can understand it. So this is almost similar to what we discussed in the color. People will have focal points, okay, prominent. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll submit our DA. Some DAs we will do it in a digital format where we want faculty to see something very important. Select it, we'll bold it, we'll color it so that they need to see it. Same way for answer sheets, right? So how do you do your answer sheets? You'll write it and then you will color it. Some people will start to color it, right? So they want the faculty to read that particular point. They want them to see that particular point. So what you are trying to convey through that paper is you want your audience or say who is going to correct it wants to look at the point you hold it. So which means that you are trying to give some colors in things here. If I give all these things in a scroll manner, and then if I start kind of in a bright color with an embossed in it, so we'll be end up with having strong colors for it. The same way for other setup, but in whether you want to learn the course, so obviously the proceed or the button which I want them to click is will be in the prominent color. Second one will be not be in the prominent color. It shows us a button, but what we do is we want them to click it, right? So we want them to take that option obviously. So what we do, we make from as a color so that they will find where it is. Sometimes what will happen is we'll end up with giving so much of importance to all the things. So that is where your problem starts. In a design perspective, whatever the design that you do, what we do is we know that these properties as well. But we'll give all those properties in all them. So that is one of the important things that you need to eliminate. You should give it, but we should have minimized convention. For instance, if I take, we will come to that minimizer things before after we finish our these gestalt principles here. The second thing is figure and ground. The other things is figure and ground. People tend to find which one is kind of a foreground, which one is kind of an background. So they have a tendency to look which one is prominent, which one is the least prominent. That is how we can able to understand it. Say if I design in a Photoshop, I don't know how many of you work with the Photoshop, there will be a layer of contents. Where you will put whatever the prominent layer will be at the top of it. The same way, how you gonna align it is gonna take an important view. The thing is, I have a cake running, and I want him to do something. Say, I want to find this one important point. Maybe it's not clear. Maybe I'll take this one. I just start something here. Yeah. I have multiple products here. We just added one product here. So I learn the background of it and I pop up a new message which is a foreground for it. Whether they can accept it, obviously they will accept it, so that's why they chose it. So they can accept it or else they can able to cancel it. So the project is not clear so that we are able to see it. What we do is we'll try to dim it at the back of it and then we will come up a new prominent area right here which will make them to find which one they choose. If they already choose a cookies here, so that is being accepted. Whether I want to accept or reject it, which will be the prominent one, which will be at the top of it. So they can able to find which one is at the top, which one is at the bottom of it. And symmetry works quite lot of time. So majority of time we don't see it as a symmetry. Okay. So whenever, how many of you have the skills in drawing? Okay. Is what kind of a drawing?
Nice. So that the eyes are there.
And you need to make sure that our central midpoint where you will replica the same to the other side. So how we construct or how we draw human characters is actually we draw a symmetry pattern. So that is what we see usually. But it's not the same symmetrical way, but we try to draw it in a symmetrical way. So that we think that symmetry will have a prominence of having a group content. Whether it's true or not, that's totally different. So that's why we go for a makeup, right? So we want to patch what is not being there at the left. Okay, we want to fill it on the other side. So if I have a patch in one side, I try to eliminate or remove it. I'll do it in the same way as the second side also. That is how we'll do. So we try to have quite a lot of symmetries in it. If I have something like 4 options under it, and I just want to separate, obviously it should be going to be separated at the big portions of it. So that is how your symmetry enables for you to understand it. few other important aspects that you need to understand as an aesthetical development. So these are kinds of persuasive points as well. So have you come across this one here? You want? I think if I remove the golden ratio, if I say it's you want computer science students, this is the first exercise, right? You are right from your 10th standard, right? Of Fibonacci series, sequence, right? Whatever, right? So this is your first thing for any of the coding that you start, right? Fibonacci series. If I say it like that way of computer science standards, I say it's a Fibonacci series. Okay? And then we code this one as a golden ratio. Why we code this as a golden ratio? For instance, if I divide 34 by 21, it almost comes out like 1.617 or 1.618. Even though if I add further and goes further, whatever the number that becomes, it will be in the number of 1.618. So what is this particular number can able to do it in a design? Let me see. Let's say it's a triangle. It's a 1 by 1 triangle. 1 by 1 triangle. It's a simple square. If I multiply as Fibonacci series, I need to put one more here. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm adding one more here. But it's not in the square. Okay? So again the Fibonacci series, how do we do? To add both these pictures, we have one more square. That is 2 square. That is runs with a 2 here. And it goes on further. So maybe I'll end up having one here, and then withdrawn, second one here, and then put. So this is the aspects that you need to right here. For instance, if I put dot, maybe a single dot at this point, okay, and then I put the opposite direction as a second dot, and then I'll go further. I'll put one more dot here, one more dot here, but it is opposite of it. What I'm doing is I'm just starting right here, and then I'm dropping the dots which is opposite to the dot of it. Okay? So what we'll be getting is we'll be getting a aspect something look like this. Okay? So this is one of the important aspects that we get from not from us, from nature. What we are discussing is it's from nature that we are getting this. So wherever you see some circular points, then I able to find this particular frequency as a golden ratio. Maybe I'll take one more example. How many of you know this? How your plants grow? I have a plant. It planted it starts to grow. So each leaf of it requires sunlight. Correct? Each leaf requires to have sunlight, then only they can able to produce the synthesis and other biological aspects of it. Everything goes on. Right? But if I start one here, starts here. Second, maybe 180. The aspects of that, how we think, we'll put it at the 180 of it, the opposite. If I put the third one at 180, again it will come at the top of it. Right? Which will obviously what to do? It will not allow the leaf to have a sunlight. Okay? So that is where you will end up with having sunlight which is in a proper way. So how do we do it? We have a 360 degree. I take the number, I divide it, okay, and then I get 232.5 or 137.5. So where I can able to find those substances in those leaves. So you can check it. And it says, if I say flowers petals, okay? So flowers petals will follow Fibonacci series as a golden ratio. And it will be the Fibonacci series. And you can count how many petals are there. It will fall with any of the golden ratios number. So nature taught us something. It's about the golden ratio. Okay? So people will grow with the nature. What we should do, we will take our biomimics, right? Our products will develop from biomimics. thing is my font size is 28 so that it will be visible to you. If it is a 28, I need to find a proper title for it. Okay. This is my title. How will I found the title number is the same calculation. I take 28 into 1.65, which is 45 approximately. I put 45 as my title. So all the slides that I am having right now is having following this particular thing. This is a biomimic that I take from nature surface. So if I want to give a title for it, you have a content, body of content, you just want to title of it. So how do we find what kind of a title font size choose? So that is where your golden ratio enable for you to take. Okay. You can able to check once you have once you open your laptops and open your PowerPoint, where you type something, it will be mostly in a 28 font. And then the title that you type is will be in a 44 or 45. You can check it after the classes are over. So it will be in the same ratio that I have mentioned right here. So this is the science behind it. Okay. So how do we going to adapt it to the design that we develop? So as we know that one will be in a 1 point, the another one will be in the 1.6. Okay. So if I divide it, the image that I showed in the before, right? If I divide it, this is my one segment, this is my second segment. So accordingly, I can put my design contents right here. It will be narrowly guided right here, the golden ratio as an aspect. That I can be able to develop further the other set of things. It's not a final design output. This is your kind of a prototype where you want to develop and put in your content and design further. Okay, so what we are discussing, what we are seeing is a kind of a, not a just a prototype also. If you know about prototype and quite lot of websites that you can able to find using these kinds of prototypes. You might have interested in photography. You might have interested in photography. Yes, we use digital cameras, DSLR. There will be our grid points, right? Majority of the times we will switch it off. We'll use it. Why? Yeah, you know rule of third. Yeah. The thing is, we'll have in our mobile also we'll have grid points. Okay. So the human perspective will be looking in a aspects of putting yourself into different bits and pieces. Okay, if I show image, how we perceive the image is with the bits and pieces. That's why we call it as a pixels, right? So you can, if you zoom in your Photoshop or say any of the tools, you can find the dots of points over there. So we generate our image through pixels. Okay? So if I divide it the equal numbers of points, can you able to say where their points are less? You want to find your marks are less? And all the content should be accessible. So these are two things that will be more applicable on your user experience aspects of it, not with a proper design. Current is very limited. So since while I'm talking with your chat board members, they are very interested in videos, but I cannot able to go start off with a quick pass straight away. It's a 2 hour session where I can able to do it. So I just make sure that it's being done in an aesthetical way of. Okay, so what we are discussing is just a aesthetical format. So how do you need to construct your design material? How do you need to think about persuading a people? So persuasion can happen by following any of these substances. You can apply all these substances as well, but make sure that your design is very simple and neat. Okay, so that is what I want to. So this is the image that I took for have a reference on it, and then few points to the same content, but only thing is there is a change in the font. Okay. But we will get two different aspects of it. Same content with different fonts alone. Not we are discussing about the colors of it. We are just discussing about the font. The font that you choose gonna impact quite a lot. So you need to be very careful when you're choosing the fonts. I can put single font, I can put multiple fonts in my slide, depends upon. But what is required for my audience? Right here, you need to consider who are your audience. Whether I need to have multiple colors, I can put the same slide with multiple colors and dropping from the image. This image can I able to drop right from here. Anything can happen, right? So I want to make it very simple and neat in it. I don't want to have this items on. I want to have a text in a black color and important points in the bold. That's it. I don't want anything much in my content right here. So same way, your font will give a story for the audience. Give story for the who is watching it. So since the time constraint, I'll just stop here for the fonts. So I do have two more things. I think color theories are there. I'll just give you hints of it. This is all while you design all of it. Talking about the design or aspects of it. How do you choose your colors is important. As font chosen, how you going to choose your colors is also that is important. There's a quite lot of combinations that you can able to do. Okay? And quite lot of websites as well where you can able to pick the colors from. Either you can pick your colors from nature or else you can artificially working on it to set of colors. It is about a complementary color, which is the opposite of the colors obviously. If you choose red color, the opposite of it will be the green color. So where I can put title on a red color and the body text of it in a green color, which will be a permanently totally different aspects, and people will be very ready to see it first. That is what the point of persuasion. You are pushing your audience to read it first, or see your content obviously. So that is one point. We have unlocks that we take the nearby substances of it, and then we have triadic, as we discussed, three different aspects of it, which is a triangle kinds of selections. And then we do have multiple sets of collections as well. So I'm not starting with any color theories or how do we going to design it. So I didn't give any examples for it. I just given the color combinations of it. Since the time constraints, I'll be finishing off with these points. If you have anything to discuss, I'll ready to discuss. So I have plenty of things, but I don't want you to go further and keep on discussing, putting on points. I don't want to confuse. So even though I do have, so if you have anything to ready to do, and if you have any doubts also, I can. The forum is open.
It was a very good session. Design related, very lot of knowledge. Okay, so guys, I am Santushti. I am chairperson of this club, and we have other members as well. But when it was started, I want all of you guys to have certain. Firstly, confidence. Okay, everyone should have confidence to speak or to show your designs. Firstly, okay, how many of you are freshers? First year. Just entered into college. I am from third year. So, like, you should be vocal about it. You are in learning phase. Okay, you are in the learning phase. You should be vocal about what designs you are going to make. Firstly, of course, indication that it will be very bad and you will be very proud that, okay, yes, I have made this, I have made this. But honestly, it will be very bad. You should not be scared that, okay, I will not show this or like, I will face this. Be confident about it. Speak to yourself, speak to whole heart. I have to speak, I have to show my design to everyone. Either in the group or everywhere. You have to should be confident. If you will not be confident, you will not be able to push yourself up. Firstly, confidence. Everyone is clear? बोलो यार कुछ तो yes. सब सो तो नहीं गए सब जैसे मतलब लगता है कि थोड़ा everyone is okay how many is not confident not confident let's be honest be confident for the confident the number second thing is respect yourself your board members okay board members who it's okay respect your colleagues as well so for example someone is showing your designs or showing what the group or however bad it is show some respect to them Because of course they have tried, and trying is more important than nothing. Show some respect to yourself also and to others also. Respect is very important. Third is face criticism. This is the very most important thing in design because of course we are designers. Be ready to face criticism. I'll be very honest, I am working since 3 years in design, but now also I get criticism. Sometimes I work as a freelancer also, So sometimes clients say, I'm not getting it. I don't know how I feel, but something is bad in this design. I'm like, yes sir, what is bad? I don't know, something is bad, just change it. So they will not even tell you because of course you need to take this learn to take the criticism. That this is not good, this is not bad, then only you will be a better designer. Abhi careers in designing I will come later, but these are the general things. You should be confident, be respectful, and face criticism. Don't be disheartened like, oh my god, no one is accepting my posters, or no one is accepting my UX projects and all. Don't be disheartened by it. It's a part of your design. If you want to pursue your career in design, it's like a start of it is a builds you up. Talking about art club. So basically, of course, design club art. So how many of you visited Expo art stall yesterday? See, then most of you have not seen. Okay, so we are conducting an event, capture the flag in Rivera, and we it's okay. So this is then next comes about the cycles, the project cycle is very important thing. Food projects of one thing I forgot. So there is involvement on so I don't know whether you have enrolled or not, but we have 1200 people enrolled. So of course 1200 people you cannot take like in a circle of the club. So what we are going to do is we have interviews in different roles. Technical, editing, management and design. Technical is of course your website with the app and all. Design is of course basic design, poster making and doing next projects and all that. And management and all you know like you know what it is. I'm sure each and every one of you might be in 6 or 7 clubs. Like everyone has got. So you'll be segregating people in groups because of course we cannot 1200 in our club. So like there will be outer circle and inner circle. But before the selection process, we wanted all of you to learn something. So they will like sessions, learn like know everything beforehand. Only. That's why we are taking sessions like after the session, and then like say, like this session and after that session also. Mostly after Rivera we will have sessions, and then we will be working. Project cycles we have to work upon, and we will we have ideas on also from you guys, so like it is very entertaining and interesting for I'm sure most club dates also. I just want to read about everything. So yes, this was like a bit of interaction. I don't know I'm also joined here. If we are live streaming also, hello everyone, whoever is watching live stream. So yes, we have
Hope to enjoy further.
okay, so I'm vice chairperson. I am chairperson, and vice chairperson cannot come, of course, because he needs something from people, and he is secretary. Second most powerful person in club, and he is co-secretary, the third most powerful guy. Like they are from third years, like Muskan and Jackie. She is from second. Not joined. She is Anisha. She is very good, and mostly designs and all for that. And they also of course. Anyways, like, this was it because most people are not able to explain everything and so. But mostly, the most important points I have covered here. Dude, it was not like a lecture, like all this good. Confidence, respect, and criticism you should face. Criticism is most important. If someone is ignoring your design or saying it's very bad, be happy about it. If you are doing something. And I will show you my like designs when I was starting. It's really very bad. See inside. It's okay, it's very important. go for it. And okay, so how many of you are interested like, to go or you want to see, like, to see your future insurance for things you want? It's like anyone this can take it or this will take it up with around 60 lakh coverage. Anyone? Of course, in tech, of course, it is like very, but also, but packages are very big. But in design, if you want to pursue your career, there are many options where you get product design and marketing. Marketing, it comes with marketing also plays a very well because people have to set up their social media handles, so they need posters for that. They need logos, design, brand names, YouTube thumbnails, and all. If you go and watch our right, you see the thumbnail and how they are designed the social. You see that you will learn something. And yes, that's it. If you guys are not awesome, that's it. And even if you want to use yourself, like this book is a confidence word, confidence word. चलो चलो क्या बात है nice go on.
Hi everyone, I'm Trisha and I'm a fresher. I'm in PNC 4th batch and I'm interested in UI and drawing as well. So I'm just love to join like-minded. Nice meeting all.
Very nice. Let's go on for that and be confidence बोला. क्या भी you guys will be standing here, 2 years later and telling people and be confident, be confident. Just stand up. चलो चलो मैं चला. Let's go.
Hi guys, my name is Kumar. I'm from C4 and I'm good at designing and illustrating.
The word is a process.
Studying fine arts and illustrating.
Finance, we have collaborated with finance something. So yes, thanks. Anyone else? चलो बना मैं शुरू कर दूँगी. चाहिए 4-5 हो गया. उसको कंटेंट पर होती है इसके लिए. बताओ. और कोई चलो she is looking very beautiful. चलो करो. Wow. Let us rather but yeah. Use.
Hi everyone, I'm Sanya. It's
And my career itself is in business. I earned like my bread butter. Anyone else? No. I'm talking. Yes.
First, I'm a mechanical. So,
It's okay. Everyone is asked. You see how many of people were freshers? Everyone is fresher only. It's okay. Say confidently.
not considered but I want.
Achoo, anyone of you not know anything about this, but are like very enthusiastic to learn at least. And we everyone very good. Right? If you don't know anything, if you are enthusiastic, that is very good thing because we will take you up for sure. But if you cannot come into then still we will take you up. So अगर नहीं आ सकते तो at least try management and all. We will take you. Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I know you were not that very good. और भाई खुद से बोलो तो बोल दो यार सबको पता लग जाएगा क्या बात है
and I'm expression in traditional art and I'm like expanding
traditional art
like
right ठीक है it's art का also suggesting event or like something like what she does is like art painting art is like all painting on canvas में if you want to see any event and all you can ask board members some of the board members are not here of course we will be having a proper because this was a speaker session because we wanted you guys to learn about it. That's why we just extended it so that we could talk with you guys especially offline. for the breakfast. Okay, actually, what is the time? Okay, okay, fine. If we can go, we can have our lunch. Prepare well. Let's have a good dinner. Okay, bye bye everyone. Bye bye guys.